Hello, what is happening, beautiful people of the YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We are back today. I'm not too sure when this video is going to get uploaded. I want to upload the show day video first. Today's date is currently the 2nd of June, so Tuesday the 2nd of June, and this is going to be a little UKDFBA Heart of England debrief, if you must. I was actually going to prep some notes for this video about stuff that I wanted to cover, but then I thought, you know what, that's not entirely natural. Then I'm just going to speak my mind, and however it's perceived, I'm just going to say what I think, without obviously trying to be like I'm not going to be a twat about it, but I'm just going to say my thoughts, and give my thoughts and feelings about it, because I go into so much detail about how it feels to do really well at these type of shows. I've literally, as I look at like my 2 gold trophies in front of me, and this time we come away with, hold on, let me get it. We come away with simply just, like, it's a participation medal, and it's nothing more than that. Unfortunately, this time was not to be on the day for myself. However, this symbolises a lot more than just participation. It symbolises to me a day where lessons were learned. If I can get it back on the little medal rack. It symbolises a day to me where lessons were learned. It is as simple as that. And as I say, I'll get this video out after the show day vlog. So, first things first, it was a very, very good team class. I believe there was 8 of us. I was not in the top 5, and it genuinely is like, it's like a punch in the fucking stomach even like saying it again, to be honest. It does, not to sound dramatic, but it genuinely does make me feel a little bit fucking sick to my stomach. Full transparency. So I was outside the top 5. I'm going to assume 6th again, but it literally doesn't fucking matter. I could have been dead last, although I don't think that was the case. A very, very good group of boys, one of the best team classes I think I've ever fucking seen, and I knew that heading into this. However, I still was confident. Obviously, in the lead up, I spoke about quite openly how I thought, you know, I could go on and win this show, or win my class, and to be honest, I don't think it was that far fetched to say that. However, obviously, I'm now been forced to eat my words in a way, which is kind of funny. However, on the day, how I felt, what I think went wrong, like backstage when I was pumping up, I genuinely was like, right, fuck it, I could win this year. I genuinely feel great, and I feel like I'm going to go out and do really well here. And genuinely, like, as we were queuing up to go on stage, it was just like I spoke about it as if I just didn't really want to go out and compete. Like, it was weird, because I'm not used to that, and it's not me. I just felt off in the moment almost, which is obviously quite disappointing. And then we went on stage, and I was the bottom line is, what really fucked things up is I tried something that I hadn't tried previously, and that was, I was trying to switch my legs on. My legs are my strongest body part. My legs are what gets judges to look at me. It's what draws attention, specifically my glutes and my hamstrings. It draws attention off of other people to me, and I was trying to really play into that by switching my legs on like 100%, and because of that, it's not what I'm used to doing. Completely lost, you know, the sensation of actually feeling like, what do my legs look like, or what do my legs feel like even when they are switched on. Completely lost that sensation, and as a result of that, I couldn't switch my legs on, because at the end of the day, I didn't really know what it felt like. And looking back at the shots, it's disappointing. It is. And that is something that I kind of realised on stage. I was like, fuck, I can't switch my legs on here, and I can hear like Josh and Brandon shouting at me like fucking quads, hamstrings, and I'm like, I can't do anything here. Like, I felt fucking pretty helpless, to be honest. And then the way it works with the UKDFBA, they have like a call out system where if you're in like the first call outs, which is like the first 5, then realistically you're going to be top 5 from there. And I wasn't in the first call outs, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And that itself was like at that moment in time, that's just like a fucking shot to the liver almost. And then I I believe we went back off stage after that and on for our routines, but at that point I know I'm not even top 5, and it genuinely is, it's demoralising to be completely honest. Obviously for so much that I put into this, to almost kind of fall at the last hurdle is not ideal in any way, shape or form. And I just remember like that I'm going to put a post tomorrow about like how it's important not to make decisions when you're under the influence rather of heightened emotions. I just remember like putting my hands on like the fucking like the doorway and just being like, fuck, is this for me? Like I know this is for me, and I know I have a long future ahead in bodybuilding, both as an athlete and a coach. But it's when you're under these influence of these fucking really heightened emotions, you start to think fucking weird shit realistically, and that's just the way it is. And it's important obviously not to act upon these emotions in that moment of time. It's important just to make decisions when you are super level-headed, and that's what I did. I went back afterwards, and myself and Josh like spoke at the car, talking about like, am I fucked, and just not saying anything. And I was just like, mate, I'm not fucked. I just was trying to switch my legs on too hard, and I paid the price for it ultimately, which is obviously gutting. But again, it is what it is. I can't let it get to me too much. Because at the end of the day, I've literally got a show. As of the time of recording this video, I've got a show in 5 days time, the WNBF first timers and novice show, which I will be in novice lightweight, I'm assuming, on the day. So what date is that? I'm just looking at the date now. That is the 7th of June. We'll be on stage. Today is the 2nd, so 5 days time obviously, as I said, for the WNBF first timers and novice. The plan of action for that, I'm just going to kind of transcend off of the UKDFBA topic. I'll end it on this actually. I was going to head up the road because my family did come down to watch as well, so I was just going to head up the road with them like straight after I came off stage. But I kind of just thought, I was like, that's kind of the easy way out, just being like, oh fuck it, kind of run from it in a way. But I genuinely thought to myself, I was just like, fuck it, you've made your bed and lie in it type of thing. Not to sit there and just be like, oh, you're going to sit here and watch the rest of the show to suffer, but to sit and watch it and understand how I feel, and understand that I don't want to feel like that ever again, and what I need to do to be better next time is just almost not try and trial things out on stage as well. But yeah, I'll leave it at that for the UKDFBA chit chat. 8 minutes in, and I've just kind of gave you how I'm feeling, because I want to be full transparency with how I'm feeling, because I show the highs, and the highs are fucking great, but the lows are not good either, in any way, shape or form. But that's why you need to love what you do, not be attached to the placings in any way, shape or form. Although like I will be the first person to say this. I'll be the first person to say this. I will shout this from the mountains. I love fucking winning, and it is as simple as that. And I don't like not winning, and I especially don't like coming outside of the top 5. But anyway, plan for the WNBF first timers and novice. We were a little bit spilled on the day of the UKDFBA show as well. Not at my best from a look standpoint, or obviously switching my quads on either, which obviously didn't help. So the plan of action heading into the WNBF first timers and novice class today although it is peak week, peaking doesn't need to start exactly 7 days. It could be 14 days, it could be 4, it could be 3, it could be 2, it could be 1. You could have no peak. There is a million and one ways to skin the old peak week cat, as you could call it. And what we are planning on doing is we're just kind of going with baseline. That's why I'm going to not be recording daily peak week vlogs as I would be doing, because nothing's changing. I'll start recording these peak week vlogs again. It gives me a little bit of a break as well, which is nice. As much as I do love making the YouTube videos, I am like up to my knees with stuff to do at this point in time. But as I say, the plan of action, we will peaking, whatever you want to call it, is really planning on starting on Friday, for the show being Sunday. So we get a good amount of carbohydrates, and I will mention to Josh as well about the potential to increase sodium alongside carbohydrates as well, and we'll see how that lands us. I think that would be super beneficial in producing a look that's full but not spilled, just really drawing all the sort of what's the sort of drawing the water into the muscle instead of there being like sort of extracellular fluid surrounding the muscle, you know, producing that kind of spilled look in a way. But yeah, that is the sort of plan of action for the UKDFBA, the WNBF first timers and novice class. But yeah, like things are going well at the moment. From like a mood standpoint, I'm actually surprised I've took it really well. But at the end of the day, there's nothing really you can do. It's not worth stressing about, because at the end of the day, it's over. And there's nothing you can do. And literally, I had wished, I'm assuming most people that watch the podcast, the Inside the Process podcast. If you don't, you know what to fucking do. Inside the Process, at Inside the Process on Instagram and on YouTube too. Spotify as well for you Spotify listeners. I literally wished on the podcast for my prep to be a little bit harder. Now, I now have that in my hands. Prep is now harder than it ever has been. This is almost like the worst I've felt in prep, like more so from just like an emotional standpoint. It does take it out of you too, but it just simply is what it is, and there's nothing I can do to change it. So all I can do is simply focus on being better for the next show, and that's what I will put my all into doing. At the end of the day, like, I set the high standards for myself to adhere to, because at the end of the day, that's just the type of person that I am. I set the high standards, and I really want to, you know, maintain the high standards, both for myself, my friends, family, people that support me, for clients, especially future clients that want to compete in the years to come. I feel I need to set an example for my guys under me as well. So yeah, that is all for the sort of debrief of the UKDFBA Heart of England show. Not the result we wanted, but at the end of the day, that is just bodybuilding. You're bound to be off the mark at one point. You can't, I don't mean to be like this, but you can't win it all. And I've already accomplished more than I thought I would. Literally more than I thought I would in this prep, with winning 2 shows as a teen and a junior class. But this one has been a tough pill to swallow. Realistically, it does play on you a little bit mentally, because at the end of the day, like, I've got the question, like, am I as good as the PCA shows, or am I as good as the UKDFBA show? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like being so far away from homeostasis, is so far away from just normality. Your mind's not fucking 100% where it needs to be, but I'm about to say fortunate. I am fortunate in a way that I am quite thick-skinned. I'm resilient in my ability to just kind of get on with things, no matter what is thrown at me, or in this case, no matter what I throw at myself. But yeah, that is all. I will wrap that up there. I hope that gives everyone a good insight, because at the end of the day, like, I have a lot of people messaging me like after the shows, the ones that I won, congratulate me and stuff like that. People will probably naturally have a bit of curiosity as to what went wrong here, but they obviously wouldn't want to message, because at the end of the day, like, how do you approach that? At the end of the day, it's hard, realistically. So yeah, that is all for this video. I hope I came across well in this video, because this is just how I feel at the end of the day. I've said that a lot in this video actually, but this is just actually how I feel, full transparency. So that is all from me. I will see you in a few days, from this day onwards, I will see you in a few days time for the beginning of the loading for the WNBF First Timers and Novice. Let's smash last week's look out the park. Let's do better. Let's continue to improve. Let's fucking get it. And I will see you soon. Let's go.